Join me as I relive the craziest, most heart-pounding moment of my life, when a Belgian Malinois came at me like a guided missile and nearly turned a simple training session into a survival thriller. I thought I was ready. Spoiler: I was not. If you've ever seen a Malinois in action, you know they don't do half measures. These dogs are high-octane, precision machines with the intensity of a heat-seeking missile. I was excited for the training session, but in the back of my mind, I wondered if I'd bitten off more than I could chew. I mean, I've seen these dogs tackle fully geared officers and scale 6-foot walls like they're playing hopscotch. Could I really keep up? Spoiler: nope. When we entered the training field, I could tell something was off. The Malinois was already vibrating with energy, as if it had been plugged into a lightning socket. The leash was taut, and the trainer had that controlled panic look you sometimes see on a roller coaster operator's face right before the ride goes off the rails. I told myself, this is fine. Everything is fine. Spoiler: it was not fine. We kicked off the exercise, and at first, the Malinois seemed laser-focused. But there was something bubbling under the surface, like a race car revving at the starting line, just waiting for the green light. Suddenly, out of nowhere, the dog's demeanor shifted. Its ears pinned back, muscles coiled, and its eyes locked on me as if to say, your time has come. Spoiler: it almost had. Before I could blink, the dog broke free with terrifying precision. In a split second, it was on me like a jet-powered freight train. I felt my soul briefly leave my body as 60 pounds of canine fury knocked me flat on my back. There was barking, shouting, chaos, like a Michael Bay action scene without the explosions. Spoiler: it felt like I was about to explode. Pinned to the ground, face to face with a set of very sharp teeth, I remember thinking, this is how it ends. Taken out by the goodest bad boy. The trainer was shouting commands, but the Malinois wasn't having it. Time slowed to a crawl as I tried to remember every survival tip I'd ever read, but all I could think was, stay calm. That ship has sailed. If you have liked the video so far, please consider subscribing. After what felt like a lifetime, probably 10 seconds, max, the trainer swooped in like a hero from an action movie. With one swift move, he yanked the dog off me, and I gasped for air like I'd just emerged from a near drowning. My heart was pounding so hard it probably registered on the Richter scale. The Malinois, meanwhile, sat down with a smug grin as if to say, just a little warm up. Spoiler: my heart didn't get the memo. That experience taught me two things. First, these dogs are no joke. They are highly skilled, highly determined, and they don't do second chances. And second, even the most experienced trainers sometimes lose control, which means you've got to respect the animal's instincts at all times. It's not just a dog, it's a furry missile with a mission. Looking back, I'm grateful to have escaped with nothing more than a bruised ego and a new perspective on these incredible creatures. Malinois don't just test your handling skills, they test your entire existence. They're relentless, and that's exactly why they excel in police and military work. Spoiler: I gained a whole new level of respect that day. When I say I saw my life flash before my eyes, I'm not exaggerating. This Malinois came at me like a furry guided missile with one mission: pure destruction. 1 second, I was standing confidently in the training yard, and the next, I was airborne, questioning every life choice that brought me to that moment. If you think a dog can't turn your peaceful afternoon into an action movie, think again. Spoiler: I was the unwilling stunt double. Malinois are not your typical dogs. They're built like athletes and think like tacticians. I thought we were going to have a simple, controlled training session. Little did I know, the Malinois had other plans. From the moment it locked eyes with me, I knew I was in trouble. It wasn't just a dog running at me, it was a furry freight train fueled by adrenaline and instinct. Useless. My survival instincts? Out the window. Everything happened so fast. 1 minute, the trainer was calmly giving commands, and the next, the dog had broken free from the leash like it was starring in Fast and Furious, K9 edition. I didn't even have time to scream. All I could do was accept the fact that I was about to become this Malinois afternoon snack. Spoiler. I did not taste great. There's no playbook for what to do when a Malinois launches at you like a rocket. My brain panicked and tried to remember all those stay calm survival tips, but in reality, I just froze like a deer in headlights. Meanwhile, this dog was coming at me with a look in its eyes that said, "You've made a grave mistake, human." The trainer's shouts felt distant, drowned out by the thunder of paws slamming into the dirt. When the Malinois hit me, it felt like being tackled by a professional linebacker. I went down like a sack of bricks, arms flailing as if they could somehow ward off the beast. Spoiler. They could not. The world spun, and suddenly I was on my back, locked in an intense staring contest with an angry dog who did not believe in second chances. I swear it gave me a look that said, "Gotcha." Pinned to the ground with a Malinois teeth inches from my face, I realized one thing. Respect the dog. This wasn't just any animal. This was a creature trained to take down suspects and save lives. Unfortunately, in that moment, I was on the wrong side of that mission. My heart was pounding louder than a drum solo, and every second felt like an eternity. Just when I thought I was a goner, the trainer managed to grab the dog and pull it off me. I gasped for breath as the Malinois sat obediently at his side, panting like it hadn't just almost rearranged my face. It looked so innocent, as if it were thinking, "What? I was just playing." I, on the other hand, was questioning if my insurance covered near death by Malinois. I walked away from that encounter with bruises, humility, and a newfound respect for the breed. Malinois are not just pets, they are weapons wrapped in fur, and they demand respect. They're the Navy SEALs of the dog world, and if you're not ready for them, they'll teach you a lesson you won't forget. Spoiler. I learned mine the hard way. This whole experience was a crash course in Malinois ownership, and by crash, I mean I literally crashed to the ground. These dogs are not for the faint of heart. They require intense training, respect, and understanding. If you treat them like ordinary pets, they'll remind you, aggressively, that they are anything but ordinary. Spoiler. There is no easy mode with a Malinois. If you've ever had a close encounter with a Malinois, or any dog with the energy of a caffeine-fueled tornado, I want to hear your stories in the comments. Whether you've been tackled, outsmarted, or just plain overwhelmed, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you're thinking about getting a Malinois, do yourself a favor, watch my next video first. Trust me, you'll need all the advice you can get. What surprised me most afterward was not just the intensity of the encounter, but how calm the dog became once it was back under control, almost as if nothing had happened. That's the Malinois in a nutshell. A high-octane dog that can turn from playful to protective in the blink of an eye. It taught me that handling these dogs isn't just about being physically prepared but mentally ready too. Every Malinois owner needs to understand that these dogs thrive with structure and purpose, but they also demand an owner who can rise to their level of focus and energy. In the end, my encounter with that Malinois was more than just a heart-pounding, adrenaline-fueled experience. It was a humbling reminder of the power, intelligence, and instinct packed into these incredible dogs. They aren't just pets, they're partners with a drive that demands respect and responsibility. If you're considering bringing a Malinois into your life, understand that you're not just adopting a dog. You're committing to a lifestyle of continuous training, mental stimulation, and shared purpose. These dogs can be fiercely loyal guardians, but only if you're willing to put in the work and meet them halfway. So, take it from me. Before diving headfirst into the world of Malinois ownership, make sure you're prepared for the ride. Because when it comes to this breed, you're either all in, or you quickly find yourself flat on your back, wondering what just hit you. Thanks for watching, and if you've enjoyed this adventure, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more stories and tips on navigating life with high-energy dogs. Did you enjoy the content?